All right, this morning I want to tell us about the psychology of holding. I know a number of us, a number of persons, are susceptible to long holding, and one or two reasons may make us to want to hold a coin for a very long time, because we want a very high ROI, return on investment. So a number of times, it is a very long and tiring and excruciating journey. And if you've never done that kind of journey before, trust me, you may never want to go through it. But a number of times it pays, sometimes it doesn't pay, and it comes with a whole lot of risk. Let me show you one of those things that make us want to go into a coin to hold long. For instance, this torch, if you look at this particular coin right now, it has done 52%. Wow, this is real. Wow, 52% means that if you have something like $1,000 right here, you must be making extra $500 by this time. Let me open it and check. Okay, storage is the name. Let me check at 4-hour trade. You can see the movement from here to this particular point is 50% profit. Do you understand? So that's how it is to hold a coin for long or something of that nature. So, and you can see this coin has been moving. This is from 6th of August, this particular one, 6th of August, and till today's date, which is 21st of August. So this is one of the benefits of long holding, but not this particular one actually. Now, long holding comes with a whole lot of patience. It comes with a whole lot of delays. It comes with a whole lot of emotions, because at a particular point in time you may want to feel like you want to give up about this, and boom, it might be the point you're about giving up, we may be the time that the coin will now pump, and you now want to regret, you now want to feel bad. So that's one thing about it. Let me show you this particular coin, this CTSI. Let me do 1 day time scale and all that. So now, like I said, it comes with a whole lot of frustrations and disappointments and ill feelings, because it's never a very smooth ride. For instance, now let me still go back again, and you use a particular coin. Let me use this. Okay, now you may see this very long road here, or maybe you may see just this very long movement to this point. You may think that's how it came. It's never true. At a point in time, there will be a drop in between these movements. There are periods of highs and periods of low. If I check this time, use this time scale, and I maybe go check it more detailed. Let me use this 1 hour. You will see there have been period of drops here and there, periods of, you can look at it, period of drops, it moves and it drops here. You can see from this particular point it drops to this particular point. From this particular point it goes again and it drops. And if you're not someone that's emotionally strong in trading, you may want to give up at this point in time. But there's something that is pertinent before you enter this kind of market. I will show you and I will explain to you. You don't just want to go into a coin for long because others are going for long, or because you feel it will go long. No, there are certain parameters you check. One of those things has to do with what the community is doing. Sometimes, first of all, when the chart is right. Okay, let me use this particular one. Let me go and use this particular ARD. First of all, there's an indicator, something to use to go for long with a coin. For instance, we use the previous highs, and it happens in a bull market. You don't just go because you want to go. You talk about a coin that is about doing well in a bull market. For instance, this is the previous high of this particular coin, and you now watch this particular movement. You can see it is having a curve shape. You can see the movement here. At that particular point in time, is the shape is coming back into a curve and all that. So when we look at this, for instance, it wanted to happen here, but it couldn't. You exited, and at this point it's happened. But this thing takes period of time. You can see it here. This is from 2019, July 2019, and this is May, June 2020. Do you understand? So all these things don't happen always. Okay, so whenever you want to do this, you want to make sure that the time is right and the period is right. Now, like I said, you can see the movement from here from this particular point in time to this level at which it is now. So if you look at it here to this place, you see that this coin must have made a whooping sum. Okay, let me just start from here right now. This is okay, from here till here, till around here, this is 0.01, 0.001 to 0.21. Here is about 1,000%, meaning your $1,000 must have given you $10,000 by now. Do you understand? And if you get this point, this is about 2,000%, must have given you $2,000, by this point in time. But it is not an easy ride. For instance, now, like, some persons may get disappointed on the road, some may want to go out. It's not out of place to want to jump out at any moment in time. For instance, now I've just brought it shorter. You can see there's this movement got to this point and it's dropped. It got to this point and it dropped to this point. Do you understand? So at this point it's dropping. Some persons may want to go out, but there's one thing that is very pertinent in this business. You don't count your chicks until they are hatched, meaning that you may not just want to enter a particular coin right now at this point in time, and you get to this point, you have not sold, I be counting how much you have made. It's not true. Until you have sold and pocketed your profits, that's when you say this is how much you have earned. Do you get the point now? Now, in making this kind of movement again, make sure that you enter when the time is right. For instance, someone that has entered at this particular level, even if it gets to this point and oh, okay, let me use this pointer. Now, someone that have entered at this particular level and it moves to this level. So even if the coin drops at this point, it will not feel bad because he has made some profits already. Do you understand? So you don't need to just move in and enter a coin when it is very wrong. Okay, and it continues to move. Even if it gets to this level and it drops here, it can be a whole lot of emotions because you are losing money. But even if it drops here, you still have the confidence and the joy because you enter when the price is right. But a lot of persons will wait and they will never want to enter when the time is right. And before you know it, they will enter here or they will enter at this level and it will start dropping down here and a whole lot of emotions, and you see that you are at loss. It doesn't work that way. You have to make sure you enter when the time is right. Okay, let me still go back again and show some other stuff like this CHSI I talked about earlier. Look at the movement. You can see the movement in this particular coin. Okay, you can see the movement in this particular coin. And for someone that wants to go long, you can see the movement from this particular coin. It moved to this point, it dropped here, it moved again. So all these things calls for particular periods of wait before it now continued this movement. Okay, now within this period there have been a whole lot of emotions. Yes, someone you feel bad. Okay, look at this peak here and look at this drop here. Okay, someone that is not emotionally strong may want to sell at this point. It is not out of place. You can sell. For instance, as long as you entered when the price was right and you are already in profit, you can sell and take your profit and go away. But a number of times when we must have seen that the whole parameters are right, we may want to hold longer. Now, see, the reasons why we hold longer in this kind of markets and with this kind of movement is because there has been an indicator showing that there was a time that this particular coin was at this level. You can see the movement, the price here. So if we want to go, the previous highs are some of the things, determinants to show that a coin may likely go to that point in time. So it may make us want to hold longer so as to make more profits. But again, this is not the best pattern of trading. Long holding can be profitable, it can be rewarding, but it can be filled with a whole lot of emotions, a whole lot of excruciating pains and anger and frustrations. But someone that is able to wait longer will be able to win. So that's the whole psychology involved in this place. Now, one of the coins I've been holding and I've been, giving us a whole lot of emotions is this particular one that is called Dusk. Okay, now this particular coin also, you can see I have drawn a whole lot of charts, a whole lot of maps around this. Now you can see this particular coin here. You can see this particular coin here is called DUSK. Okay, now you can see where it has, you can see the movements from here. the kind of the high previous high, and right now it's starting a different journey, another journey, and it has gotten to this level and it dumped to this level, and it dumps to this, goes to this level, and it dumps to this level. The same thing happened when it got to this level. Look at my arrow, and it dumped here. And there's every likelihood that this movement is going to continue. But the annoying thing and the crazy thing is that it is not going to be a straight journey. I can see it's not going to be a very straight journey. There will be these obstacles of bumps, ups and downs, ups and downs, and ups and downs. And the thing is that it's going to be long. Okay, for instance, now let's look at this movement from here. This movement from here to this place, it is not a very easy journey, and it takes a whole lot of time. You may be looking at this as within 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It's not true because of this time scale we're using here. This happened from 19th of July to around, okay, let's say when it's lower down till this is this is September. July to September is whole 3 months. How many of you are gonna wait for that? So assuming that this particular one happens also too, and you want to hold, that is why you don't go into a long trading with all your capital, except you're an investor and you do not have time to be watching the market and be trading. But as long as you be watching the market and be seeing all these, you will be frustrated out. You may want to go out and all that. So, but if you're not an investor and a trader, I don't advise you go into a long trading, because all these drops along the way, and I call them bumps along the way, are gonna be frustrating. They're gonna be excruciating, because from all indication this journey have not completed yet. It have not completed yet. There's still every likelihood that you may still want to get up to this point, but who will be able to wait for all this? So this whole psychology here. Now let me still show you something that I call indicators to know coins that will likely do this. Okay, this is okay, this particular one here also. Now look at the movement. Like I said, previous highs are indicators. Now this is the previous high of this particular coin here. This is the previous high. Let me still choose an arrow. This is the previous high of this particular coin here. You can see it. This is the previous high here, and it's moved this way. Now they are what we call indicators. This is indicator that this is, at this point in time, there will be a movement that will likely come. Personally, when you see this kind of movement, I will don't buy. Okay, now at this point in time, I now see this movement again coming all through. Now check it. This is, hold on, now this is day 4 in this market. Okay, and this day 4 takes a whole lot of journey. This is from, okay, you can see where this one started from. Okay, like when I confirm this, you can see this blue arrow. I've drawn this arrow for a very long time, and when I saw this indicator, and you can see this is from July 14th of July till this current time, which is August. This is a whooping 3 months plus. Okay, from July to July, sorry, from July, wait, this is May, June, July to August. Yeah, it's a whooping 3 months plus. So if you're not going to wait for this period of time to see this manifest, please don't go in. And if you're not patient enough to see all these bumps, short bumps that comes within this period, there have been drops, highs and lows. It gets even, let me tell you, from this period you're seeing here to this point, it didn't happen automatically. There have been some drops within it. Now you can see this particular period again, there had been a drop within it before this, and before all this again, another dump coming within this period. So it is not a very smooth journey, it's not a very smooth ride. But there are certain things that we don't just jump into a coin and say we want to go in for a long trade. We don't do it. There must have been an indicator of where we are coming from. This is an indicator of where we are coming from, and this curve gives us the confidence to go in. So, and apart from this, there are so many other ones also too that gives us this whole lot of confidence. For instance, this particular coin now, I cannot go into this particular one because I'm not seeing a good sign. There has not been a previous history. A previous history is an indication of what must have happened in this particular market previously. Okay, Now, right now, there's no previous history except I know what is happening in the markets, or maybe what is happening within the community. Now, the only time I may want to go into this again if there's a similar movement, it drops and wants to go back again. And yes, I'll have the confidence that this coin must have done this thing before. Then if I want to go long, I'll not be able to go into this. Now, like I always tell people, don't go into this kind of market with your whole capital. You may just go in, like I talk about portfolio management. You may just go in with like 20% or 30% of your portfolio if you're a trader, and you just leave it there. You may even get a different account for this kind of trading, for this kind of market, because if you're a trader and you keep watching this from morning till night, you may get frustrated, because in a day you may think this to happen in a day, it doesn't happen in a day. Okay, for instance, let's still go back here again, and let's see the time period that this particular pump movement happened. This from July 25th. Okay, this movement, you may think it happened within a day. No, look at the time scale here. Day 4. This is from July. Yeah, okay, let me say July 29th here to when? This is August 18th. Approximately around 3 weeks plus. Do you understand? So if you're not able to wait for 3 weeks for this to happen, please don't go in. But again, it takes a whole lot of formations, it takes a whole lot of indications, it takes a whole lot of energy before it gets to this point. So those are the things we are talking about. So in my next videos, I'll be showing you some other things you need to see and you need to learn in this market. But for now, this is what I call the psychology of long holding. It takes a whole lot of pain, it takes a whole lot of patience, it takes a whole lot of understanding, it takes a whole lot of energy, and it takes some time before you be able to master it. And that's it for now. Let's hold on for the next video. Thanks for watching.